y'all, it's your girl Cordnie, Ellese. Welcome to my channel, Mommyhood and Entrepreneurship. And today we are continuing our Juneteenth celebration, y'all, where we are highlighting a bunch of phenomenal Black male fathers. Okay, I know this is the channel for moms and entrepreneurs, but guess what? This month we are celebrating our Black men because, of course, this year Juneteenth falls on the exact same day as Father's Day, and I feel like our Black men don't get a notoriety, and nowadays they're pretty good dads. So like, you know what, let's just go on and sweep that stereotype away, because most of our dads are showing up and showing through nowadays, and we are so lucky as a generation to have some really awesome Black men out here in the entrepreneurial space, in the teaching, content creating, willing to give the culture the sauce type of entrepreneur space. So I am here to give them their flowers while they're here, and to just showcase you all some of the just amazing lessons that I have been learning from these Black rock stars. Okay? So today we are continuing our David Shands part of the series, and we are highlighting this rock star because he had a bunch of gems just in the past couple of years. We are highlighting one of the quotes that he said in one of his videos, and that quote is, "There are things that don't feel good that are necessary for our growth." Y'all, this is such a simple quote, but honestly it's really needed, because he was actually talking about it in referencing friends who may be in your circle, who are the kind of friends who don't want to tell you the things that are wrong or incorrect that you might be doing. And he was saying that honestly, if those are the kind of friends you have, then they're really selfish, and they're probably not really good friends, because they are more concerned with you liking them than your well-being and your growth. And honestly, there are some people who need to be in your circle who really need to pour into you those things that you don't want to hear sometimes. And of course, there's a way to do everything. You don't have to knock people down in order to build them up, but many times you actually do have to give them that hard, thick, tough love, so that they'll realize that it's something that they don't like going on about themselves that they really need to fix. So he referenced this guy who is on his podcast, who does the behind the scenes things for his podcast, and how him and Donnie Wiggins really tore a big one in him, and how he really had to go back and look at himself and take a look at some things that was going on. And it made him actually take that information and really do something with it to just fix what was going on. And it's crazy because, Dave is actually this guy's boss, but they're also friends, and he has a lot of love for this particular gentleman. And what he was saying is that it takes a real one. It really does take a real one to take that hard and tough love. And mind you, he got this on national YouTube, okay? And I say national YouTube because I could have said national TV, and I know it's TV, but he did this like on air. For anybody else, they would have been like, "Oh, you embarrassed me in front of people," and all this, that, and the other. But you know what? He said that the guy took the advice and really start winning after. Like, he took the advice and really started to improve on some things, because he realized that was coming from a good place and that it was coming out of love. And a lot of managers, instead of actually building their team up and giving them criticism, they'll give them really harsh criticism and fire them. And he's not saying, "Oh, I'm about to fire you." What he was saying is that you have done something incorrect and you got to get better at it. And he showed him that tough love, and that particular person was able to look in the mirror and say, "You know what? This is something that I got to fix." And he fixed that certain something. And you got to have friends, people who love you enough to put you on blast. Now, I'm not trying to say that you should blast your folks in front of other people, and I'm not necessarily saying that they were wrong in how they did it. But what I am saying is that you gotta have people in your corner who love you enough to tell you about yourself, and to not make it seem pretty, and to not make it feel good. And I think that the reason that they did it in front of the audience was so that this particular guy could really feel the effects of whatever it is that he needed to fix at that particular time, so that he would really look at himself and say, "You know what? I don't like this. I don't like this feeling, and I'll really fix this thing." I know for guys especially, sometimes that tough love is the thing that, really kicks them in the butt. Sometimes it helps them to get better, or maybe that's just a myth and that's what we push people to do. I don't know. But I do know that many times when I have friends who tell me about myself in such a way, I am really anxious to go on and get that thing taken care of. And sometimes it's a very slow change. It's not always going to be a quick change, but you need people in your circle who are going to help you grow and move to the next level. We actually have to be around people who are going to help us grow and sometimes give us that good butt kick when we need it in order to move up. And I also think that it's important to know the type of people who can do that for us. Because we can't all accept all kinds of criticism for everybody. And sometimes some people's criticism is partially out of love, but partially, combined with other things. And you have to have the discernment to know when those things are other things. And for David, in this particular gentleman's situation, they know that they love each other and that it's just out of love. So you have to make sure that the people who are rocking with you are not just giving you this to embarrass you or to manipulate you or to take your money or to make you do something that they want you to do, or to, have you go a little bit lower because they want to get higher or whatever it might be. You have to make sure that you are literally being around people who are giving you the criticism because they want to see you be great. That is the only reason they are giving you criticism. You want to make sure that these people love you and that they are doing what is actually best for you. And then not only do you want to make sure that you're around people who can give you criticism, but you also want to make sure that you're listening to everything that people say, okay? Because some things that people say, even though it's out of pain or hurt or manipulation or whatever, we can learn from everything. The Bible says that a wise man can learn from a fool. So if you're listening to these different people who are saying different things, you can pick out what God actually wants you to hear from those certain things and move forward with that said information. So that is what I learned from David Shands for this Juneteenth celebration special. And I can't wait to see you on the next episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you in the next one. Ciao.